If I'm right, this will be a bittersweet conclusion. If I'm wrong, then the Pokemon anime missed a big opportunity. I'm sure Ash's battle against Gladion would be a Lycanroc versus Lycanroc spectacle, but I'm confident that Ash would end up victorious despite Gladion being arguably the strongest of Ash's rivals. This might be a little similar to how in Kalos, Ash was up against Alola in the finals. The difference is, Alola was driven to become stronger, with his motivation being to find a way to save Chespy. A strong enough reason to fight is what I think contributed the most to Alon's victory, while Ash didn't have that much on the line. Although Gladion's ambitions are similar to Alon's, nobody is in any danger, so Gladion has nothing at stake. And one can argue that Ash doesn't have anything worth losing either. However, Ash's Torracat has so much to gain. So much that Gladion can't be Ash's final opponent. After defeating Gladion, the league conclusion would perfectly mirror the games, where the protagonist who moved from Kanto to Alola and took part in the Island Challenge, and eventually took on the Pokemon League set up by Professor Kukui. And after becoming champion, the protagonist has one more trainer to face, despite Professor Kukui not wanting to become the champion of the Pokemon League he himself created. The final rival battle isn't going to be Ash versus Gladion, but rather Professor Kukui's Incineroar versus Ash's Torracat, or potentially Ash's Incineroar. If Torracat were to ever evolve, this would be the time. If the Masked Royal's identity were to ever be revealed, this would be the time. But if Ash wins, wouldn't that mean Ash's story is over? If they're going to conclude the series, they might as well commit to it by doing something crazy, like confirm shipping pairs or reveal who Ash's father is. The Sun and Moon anime could be the end, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't make sense for Ash to consider his journey complete just because he won one Pokemon League, because there are so many more challenges awaiting him in the future. Ash could step down from defending the title and go back to Kanto with Lily and Gladion, and from there, Lily and Gladion will explore Kanto, while Ash continues his journey in Galar with Rotom Dex, who will later become Rotom Phone. And where Ash goes, Team Rocket will surely follow. I'm not sure how exactly they would manage to escape Beware's clutches, but assuming they do, it makes sense for James to catch a Galarian Weezing, and perhaps there would be a Galarian Arbok for Jessie as well. And the story will go on, unless if Ash has a strong enough obligation to stay in Alola that he needs to sacrifice his own personal goals in order to serve the greater good. Ash and the Ultra Guardians have a duty to protect Alola, so it makes sense for Ash to stay with them. As the series would conclude, all the loose ends would be tied up. Delia would move to the outskirts of Howley City and live with Ash. Ash would challenge Tapu Koko again and win, to not only reference the games, but to place Ash on the same level as Melee Island's own guardian deity, and they would work together to protect Alola from Ultra Beasts and other turmoil. As for Team Rocket, they would most likely leave their life of crime behind and contribute their culinary prowess into working in Malo's family restaurant, and all is well. But how likely is it that Ultra Legends would be the last season to Ash's story? From how the new anime season seems to be, it would take place in the previous regions in addition to Galar. This sounds a lot like how the Pokemon Generation series was, which had well-received feedback, and many would prefer to see it as a full animated series in lieu of following Ash's journey. Perhaps Pokemon Generations was a test experiment for what is later to come. On one hand, I look forward to the potential of what this new series could be, but on the other hand, I'm not sure if we're ready to say goodbye to Ash. So if my predictions are wrong, that's okay. I guess we'll see in the near future.